Hey everybody, welcome back to another Tuesday grilling video, and I hope you guys have been enjoying our culinary circumnavigation of Jamaica. This is another one of those episodes. We've been doing all kinds of great recipes, and today's a side dish. We're going to be doing steamed cabbage, Jamaican style. It's a great side dish to some of the other things that we've done in the series, like curry chicken, oxtail, brown stewed chicken, jerk chicken. We've had all kinds of good ones, even other side dishes. I hope you guys have been enjoying this series. If you have, do us a favor, give it a thumbs up, a like, and subscribe to the channel. It really does sort of help us get the videos out there in front of more people. And we've been enjoying teaching the kids all about culture and geography through these culinary circumnavigations, as we're calling them. So today we're actually gonna be doing this outside on the grill. We typically do most of this stuff. We're using an aluminum pot to do it, and that's what we'll actually be sauteing and then steaming our cabbage in. All right, let's talk about our ingredients. Typically you want to use about a half a head, but we have 3/4 of a head of cabbage, so we're going to use that. We've cut the core out and we've washed it. We've got 1 green onion, a couple of sweet peppers. You can use bell pepper or anything you want. I happen to be using just sweet red and orange peppers. And we have a couple of carrots. I've peeled them and washed them, and I'm going to cut these in very, very thin slices. I'll show you that in just a second. And then we're going to use salt, pepper, and a little bit of olive oil. So pretty simple ingredients. Let's prep this. I like to take my carrots and just cut them very thinly. And when they're thick like this at the stalk end, I'll show you what we'll do with them. Basically, we're making, it's called julienning, but basically it's going to be like you would think of shoestring potatoes. That's a perfect way to think of the size of what we're shooting for here. And we want them small because we want them to be a little bit crunchy, but not like a raw carrot. I should have got my big chef's knife out here. I don't know why I just brought out a paring knife. I think that's enough. I'm just going to put these to the side. So we've got our carrots. We're now going to do the same thing with our peppers. And I'm just going to leave these in little rings like this. Now, one of the things that's optional is putting some Scotch bonnet pepper in here. Depending on how much heat you like, you can decide if you actually want to do a Scotch bonnet or not. I'm not going to. The kids actually like cabbage, and I'm afraid if I make it too hot, they will not be so up for it. All right, we're now going to dice up our green onion as well. Cut this in fairly small sizes here. Let's say 1/8 to 1/4 of an inch thick. And we're going to go all the way up until we get to the light green portion. I'll put this with the peppers because it's going to go in when I do the peppers. I want the carrots to go in first. So I think that's far enough into that. All right, so now it's just a matter of cutting up our cabbage. I'm going to show you how I like to do this. I actually like to just sort of cut it in smaller strips and then break all these up. Ideally, I want it almost like coleslaw, so this will just break up when it gets into the pan. That's the way I like to do these. So I think I've showed enough of this. I'll move this aside, we'll get the pan going, and I'll prep this off camera. I've gone ahead and put this on high for just a little bit. As soon as this iron starts to heat up below it, I'll turn this down to low to medium. All right, so with our pan out here, we're gonna go ahead and add just a little bit of olive oil down into this, and we'll wait for it to get nice and heated up here for sauteing those carrots. So this is the order we'll end up cooking them in here in just a minute. We'll do the carrots first, and once those have been sauteing for about 3 to 4 minutes, then we'll put in the peppers and the onions, and then lastly we're going to add in all of our cabbage, cover this up and let it steam, and add just enough water to let it steam. Again, you can do this on your stovetop. We're a cooking channel that does outdoor grilling, so we like to do this outside even when we're going to use it a pot, and we do it right on the grill. All right, this is nice and warm. I'm going to go ahead and put my carrots in here. I'm going to cover them up. These carrots have been on for about 3 minutes or so. Let me show you what they look like. We're going to do them about another 2 to 3 minutes. They still got a little crunch to them. It's exactly what we want. Let's go ahead and put in our green onions, scallions, and our sweet peppers. Just going to cover these up for a little bit. And the reason we're covering them is as this sweats down a little bit, it will generate a little bit of steam, which will help soften them as well. We'll come back in about 3 or 4 minutes, and we'll add all of our cabbage. Now's the time you want to season a little bit. We'll put a little bit of salt in here, and I'm going to put the rest of the seasoning on after we add in the cabbage. And use whatever your favorite seasoning is. I'm going to be using an adobo all-purpose seasoning. Use your favorite seasoned salt. And just to give it a little bit of a hearty taste, we're going to go ahead and use some just grill mates. This happens to be smokehouse maple. I had some left over, but not a whole lot, so we'll use that. Now this is going to look like a lot, but it's going to cook down, so don't worry. What we're trying to do is get a little bit of olive oil coating most of this. I might need to add just a tad bit more. And we'll season this with some salt. Put in some of our adobo seasoning. And some of this here grill mace. Now just gonna get all this tossed around real good. Let's get this covered and we'll just let this saute. We'll stir it every couple of minutes though. We don't want it to scorch on the bottom. As I mentioned, you want to definitely mix this around quite a bit. That moisture will start coming out of this cabbage. You may not need to add water, but keep a close eye on it. Oh, this smells really good. So this has been on for about 5 or 6 minutes. All right, it's been another, I don't know, 4 to 5 minutes. This is looking good. At this stage, you just want to take a bite of one of these. You want to see if it's the tenderness level that you ultimately want in your cabbage. So the whiter parts of it near the heart still have a little bit of a crunch to them. I think I'm going to give this about 3 more minutes. All right, it's been about another 3 minutes. Let's open this up and take a look here. That really looks good. And what's neat is that smokehouse maple seasoning gives it just a little bit of a meaty smell, a barbecue smell. So there you have it. Another great side dish from Jamaica to go along with a lot of the recipes we've already done in this series. This goes great with any of the chicken or oxtail recipes you've seen so far. Well, let's give it a try. That's good. I think of cabbage and I think of the, boiled cabbage that's sort of soggy and limp and soft. This has just a little bit of a crunch to it. The whiter parts of the carrot, closer to the heart, still have a little bit of a texture, think al dente. The carrots have just a little bit of a crunch. All the seasoning in there gives us some really great flavor. And this is a beautiful side dish. It stores pretty well and you can reheat this even. So I'm gonna go ahead and plate some of this up. We're gonna enjoy it with oxtail that we made earlier. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Safe and happy grilling, and we'll see you next Tuesday for another little trip around Jamaica for our culinary circumnavigation of Jamaica. Bye, y'all.